Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys this nice flower that we have here. I mean, look how pretty it is. You know, as men, we don't really find flowers amusing, beautiful like women do. But for any of you ladies watching this, here's a nice flower for you. And then let's see here. I'm going to walk this way a little bit. Here are a couple of our strawberry plants. Gonna need to do some watering on them. And wait, what? Fulcham? What are you doing over there?
Tim, are you videoing me again?
You better believe it, brother. Hey, what you doing over there, man?
Well, I'm weeding.
Weeding? What's that?
Well, you see this?
Yeah, let me get a close up of it.
We've got red onions and we've got weeds growing in it. This is not a red onion.
Okay, do you want to tell us why, for the people who might not have quite the green thumb that you do, why weeding is important if they want to, grow their own food?
Well, let's talk to the OCD people first, those like me. First thing is, it just makes it look better.
Uh-huh.
Nothing like having beautiful vegetables and ugly weeds like these growing up in them. It just disrupts everything. Everything peaceful, it just disrupts.
Yeah.
Well, but you got to get these things out by the root.
Let's get a close up of it.
Yeah, you got to get it out by the root. Otherwise, they're just going to keep coming back. But one of the reasons for doing the weeding is not just so it will look nice. That's a huge benefit. But if you think about it, the way God created, this is actually doing its thing. It's doing what it's supposed to do, and that's not leaving any bare areas. Now, there are desert areas where grass and so forth doesn't grow. Not everything is covered, but at least for our area, to stop erosion, to keep moisture in the soil, that sort of thing. God's created it in such a way that the ground's going to be covered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so a weed is anything that's what is undesirable where it's located. So, I mean, if you didn't want, I hate to say this, but if there's a tree growing in your garden and you don't want it there, it's a weed. Please don't chop it down. But yeah, it would be considered a weed. If you've got a rose bush growing in a vegetable garden and you don't want the rose bush there, again, that's a weed. So anything growing where you don't want it is a weed. Now, what we've got growing in here is a very difficult grass to control, and you got to get it out while it's young. Now, another thing is when you're getting it out, it's best to do it when the soil is moist, not hard, so that you can get the roots out. And you see, even now I'm having a difficult time.
Here, let me come over other side so the people on the tube can get a better look at what we're looking at here.
So yeah, here's.
It's a big guy, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're getting out that kind of thing. Now you'll notice these are red onions, and up until recently I've been able to keep a lot of the weeds out, but we've just been so busy with other stuff that these have been neglected, which is okay because they're onions. They're not going to be affected a whole lot by it. But one thing to keep in mind concerning weeds is that's one more thing competing for the nourishment, the nutrients in the soil. And what you want to do is give as much to your vegetable, your fruit, whatever, as possible. And it's better to then cover with mulch so you keep the moisture in, which is one of the reasons that we have grass and ground cover and that sort of thing, is not just to prevent soil erosion, but also to keep moisture in the ground. But at a point when moisture is not coming down as quickly as it's being taken up by the plants, then we start having issues where we've got plants competing, and you don't want your vegetables to be competing for nourishment. And let's see,
Let's get back in here. Let's get live in the action.
This is looks like I've pretty much gotten all of the weeds out.
Smells good.
And that does smell like onions for sure.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna try something. I think these are ready for harvest. I'm not positive. I have no idea how big they are, so I'm gonna see if I can harvest one. Red onions are very healthy for us. Wow, this one.
You know any off the top of your head any reasons why they're healthy?
They are. You know what? This has not developed the big bulb just yet. It's more like a leek at this point. Well, here, I'll just dig back.
Well, actually, there we go. I got a closer view.
Okay. So yeah, as you can see, it's not bulbed yet. It's more like a leek.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we could still use that, but I think I'm gonna leave it in the ground longer, let them continue to grow. Now, anytime you disturb the roots, always go back and water in so that you get rid of air pockets. You don't want the roots do need air, but they don't need that much air down there, and that'll actually dry them out. And it also doesn't hurt when you've disturbed them like that to go ahead and fertilize in, especially if you've not fertilized for a while. What else can I think of for weeding? Mainly is fighting for the nourishment and nutrients in the soil is the main reason for doing it. Now, one of the benefits for catching it early like this is that you don't have as much to do, because the more it takes over, the more it gets a root established, the more difficult it is to get out, and then you disturb your plant more. So you want to take care of that early on. Now, we did look a little earlier this afternoon, and for what we have right now, we don't have any containers that have weeds in them. There might be one or two here and there, but it's very few. So as we go through, we harvest, we're watering, we're looking and so forth, we're going ahead and pulling those out. So that's it. I can't think of anything else to share today.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. We're gonna get to the rest of those small weeds and stop back on by for the next video. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.